Anger. It's an emotion we often try to avoid. We are taught from a young age that anger is something negative, something to be suppressed or controlled. But what if we looked at it differently? It can feel uncomfortable and even scary. The physical sensations that accompany anger, like a racing heart, clenched fists, or a flushed face, can be overwhelming. Yet, these reactions are part of our body's natural response to perceived threats or injustices. But what if anger, especially in small doses, could actually be a sign of love? Imagine a scenario where a parent gets angry because their child is late coming home. The anger stems from concern and love, not from a place of hatred or malice. This might seem counterintuitive, but there's a growing understanding that anger can sometimes signal a deeper desire to connect and express affection. When we care deeply about someone, their actions, even small ones, can affect us more strongly. Think about it, when we care deeply about someone, their actions, even small ones, can affect us more strongly. This heightened emotional investment can lead to frustration or anger when our needs aren't being met. It's a complex emotion that can serve as a barometer for our relationships. This heightened emotional investment can lead to frustration or anger when our needs aren't being met. It's a complex emotion that can serve as a barometer for our relationships. When we feel ignored or misunderstood, anger can be a way of signaling that something is wrong, that we need more attention or understanding. It's important to note that we're not talking about explosive rage or abusive behavior here. Those are serious issues that require different approaches. Instead, we're focusing on those everyday moments of irritation or annoyance that might actually be cries for attention and connection. Those are serious issues that require different approaches. Instead, we're focusing on those everyday moments of irritation or annoyance that might actually be cries for attention and connection. These small bursts of anger can be opportunities for growth and deeper understanding in our relationships. Instead, we're focusing on those everyday moments of irritation or annoyance that might actually be cries for attention and connection. By recognizing and addressing these feelings, we can foster stronger, more empathetic relationships. So, the next time you feel a flash of anger, take a moment to consider what it might really be telling you. To understand this unusual connection between anger and love, it helps to understand a bit about the science of emotions. Emotions are complex reactions that involve both our minds and bodies. They are not just fleeting feelings but are deeply rooted in our biology and psychology. According to experts like Dr. Helen Fisher, a biological anthropologist known for her research on love and attraction, our emotions are influenced by a cocktail of chemicals in our brains. These chemicals, such as dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, play a significant role in how we feel and react. Anger is a basic human emotion, just like joy, sadness, and fear. It is a natural response to certain stimuli and situations. When we experience anger, our bodies release adrenaline, which prepares us for a fight-or-flight response. These emotions are hardwired into our brains and serve important evolutionary purposes. They have helped our ancestors survive in a world full of dangers and challenges. For instance, fear would alert them to potential threats, while joy would reinforce behaviors that were beneficial for survival. Anger, for example, is often triggered when we feel threatened or when our boundaries are crossed. It is a signal that something is wrong and needs to be addressed. This emotion can motivate us to take action and protect ourselves or our loved ones. It provides a surge of energy that allows us to protect ourselves or assert our needs. This surge can be incredibly powerful, giving us the strength and determination to face challenges head-on. However, if not managed properly, it can also lead to destructive behavior. In the context of close relationships, this fight response can be activated when we feel emotionally unsafe or when our need for connection isn't being fulfilled. Relationships are built on trust and mutual understanding, and when these are compromised, it can lead to feelings of anger and frustration. For example, imagine you've had a long day and you're really looking forward to spending quality time with your partner. You have been thinking about this moment all day, and it is supposed to be a time to relax and reconnect. But when you get home, they're glued to their phone, completely engrossed in social media. This can feel like a rejection, as if your presence and your need for connection are not important to them. You might feel ignored and unimportant, which could trigger feelings of anger. This anger is not just about the phone, it's about the deeper need for connection and the pain of feeling disconnected from someone you care about. Often, anger in relationships stems from unmet needs. These needs can be complex and multifaceted, ranging from the desire for more emotional support to the need for physical closeness. When these needs are not acknowledged or met, it can create a sense of disconnection and frustration. These needs can be emotional, physical, or even intellectual. Emotional needs might include feeling loved, valued, and understood. Physical needs could involve affection, intimacy, or simply spending quality time together. Intellectual needs might be about having stimulating conversations or sharing common interests and hobbies. For instance, you might need more quality time with your partner, more physical affection, or more stimulating conversations. It's important to recognize that everyone has different needs, and that these needs can change over time. What you needed at the beginning of the relationship might be different from what you need now. When these needs aren't met, it's easy to feel frustrated and misunderstood. This can lead to feelings of isolation and resentment, which can further strain the relationship. It's crucial to communicate your needs clearly and openly to avoid misunderstandings. This frustration can manifest as anger, especially if you haven't found healthy ways to communicate your needs effectively. Anger is often a secondary emotion, masking deeper feelings of hurt, fear, or sadness. By addressing the underlying issues, you can prevent anger from taking over. Sometimes we might not even be consciously aware of what those needs are. We might just feel a general sense of dissatisfaction or irritation without being able to pinpoint the exact cause. This is where self-awareness and introspection come into play. We might just feel a vague sense of dissatisfaction or irritation. Taking the time to reflect on your feelings and identify your needs can be incredibly helpful. Journaling, meditating, or talking to a trusted friend or therapist can provide clarity. This is where self-reflection becomes crucial. By understanding your own needs and emotions, you can communicate them more effectively to your partner. This can lead to a deeper connection and a more fulfilling relationship. Take some time to identify what's truly bothering you. Are there specific situations or behaviors that trigger your frustration? Understanding the root cause of your feelings can help you address them more constructively. Are you feeling neglected, unappreciated, taken for granted? These feelings are valid and deserve to be acknowledged. By recognizing and addressing them, you can work towards a healthier and more satisfying relationship. Once you understand the root cause of your anger, you can start addressing it in a more constructive way. Open and honest communication is key. By expressing your needs and listening to your partner's needs, you can find solutions that work for both of you and strengthen your bond. Let's say your partner constantly forgets to take out the trash, even though you've asked them repeatedly. Each time you come home to a full trash can, you feel a surge of anger. On the surface, it seems like you're just mad about the trash. But if you dig a little deeper, you might discover that your anger is actually masking other emotions like feeling disrespected, unloved, or unimportant. Perhaps taking out the trash is a way for you to feel cared for and considered. When your partner forgets, it feels like they're dismissing your needs and feelings, which triggers an angry response. This example illustrates how seemingly insignificant issues can become emotionally charged when they represent deeper unmet needs within the relationship. Section 5. Misunderstandings, decoding the signals. One of the biggest challenges with anger is that it's often misinterpreted. When someone expresses anger, especially in a close relationship, it's easy to take it personally and feel attacked. This can lead to defensiveness, counterattacks, and a breakdown in communication. However, it's important to remember that anger is often a secondary emotion. What this means is that there are usually other feelings hidden beneath the surface of anger, such as hurt, sadness, fear, or insecurity. When we react only to the anger, we miss the opportunity to address the underlying issues that are causing the problem in the first place. Communication is key in any relationship. It's not just about talking, but really listening to each other. When both partners feel heard, it builds trust and understanding. Remember, it's okay to disagree, as long as you respect each other's perspectives. Finding common ground can strengthen a bond. Shared interests give you something to enjoy together, while humor can lighten the mood and bring joy. Laughing together creates a positive connection, making even tough times easier to navigate. Choosing to understand your partner's feelings and viewpoints can transform a relationship. It's about empathy and patience, seeing things from their perspective, and responding with kindness. This choice fosters a deeper emotional connection. Love isn't always straightforward. It's a blend of actions, words, and emotions that can sometimes be hard to decipher. But through patience, effort, and open communication, you can learn to speak each other's love language, creating a fulfilling and lasting relationship.